Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be giving you guys an overview of all these Stilt mansion homes that you can buy in Grand Theft Auto Online, some general information, some things you didn't know, and also giving you guys some details on if it's worth it, should you buy one, and what to look for if you do purchase one. Now, I was kind of tempted to make this video by two things. One, the fact that this week, or even, I guess, week going on right now, has been like the biggest double money in RP opportunity ever. It was Friends in High Places update week, and now it's Rhino Hunt week, which offers a bunch of double money opportunities. And with Friends in High Places week, there was even a chance to get 10% off Stilt houses. So I'm making this video for a few people. One, who might be interested in buying a Stilt mansion home going forward due to an increase of money they received from the recent update week, or two, someone that might be looking into either a second or a third Stilt home. This video is, like I said, going to be a comprehensive guide on telling you which ones are the best, an overview of each one and their unique features and qualities, and a whole lot more. Okay, so for the most part of this video, I'm going to be going from most expensive to least expensive, and our first house is going to be 3655 Wild Oats Drive, which comes in at a price of $800,000 and is the most expensive Stilt home. Now, in my opinion, this is the best looking out of all the Stilt homes and ones that kind of resembles a mansion the most. It has a very nice exterior with a pool and a big open deck. Also, in my opinion, this has the best exterior, none of which has a bigger deck or a pool for that matter. So you get some very unique and nice features right there. Now, it features a white interior, which is the colder one of the two. It's much more plain and doesn't have a ton of colors, and the wood is also much lighter than the red interior, which we'll see in another house, and its view is pretty great as well. It's got a view of pretty much downtown Vinewood and downtown Los Santos. You can see all the tall skyscrapers in the building. So although this is the most expensive, you are getting a great exterior and you're getting a great view to go along with it as well. Up next is 2044 North Conquer Avenue, which comes in at $762,000, the second most expensive of the Stilt homes. In my opinion, it's got a funky kind of design. Like half of the house is like this wood paneling, but nevertheless, it's pretty cool, and it's also got a great backyard. It's got like a multi-level porch that I think is really awesome. It's one of the only houses in the game that has like a multiple level exterior. And like the first style of house we looked at, this is also going to have the white interior, and it's going to be giving us some pretty nice views as well. So we get a great look at Vinewood Boulevard. We also get a beautiful view of the Los Santos skyline, which I think is fantastic, and also just a tiny bit of the Eclipse Towers, which can be seen out of the right side of the view. So overall, 2044 North Conquer Avenue has got a great outside terrace, good exterior views, and it's also in a great location as well. Okay, our next house on the list is literally right next door. It's 2045 North Conquer Avenue, coming in at $227,000. Now, this has also got a beautiful design of the house as well. I love the detached garage. I think it looks really similar to Wild Oats Drive, so you can imagine that's why I like it so much. And it's also got a fantastic exterior backyard. It's got this like lower level cobblestone porch that's got these like yellowy Pizvazer umbrellas on there, and it's got like couches and plants. It's really cool. It's super low key, but I still think it looks absolutely beautiful. And it's also the first house we're going to be looking at today that provides us with the red interior, which, as I stated, is the warmer of the two interiors. Also provides us with a little bit of a different staircase layout and a darker wood finish. Now, the views itself, I think, are okay. They give you a nice view of downtown Los Santos and Vinewood. However, the two things that are directly in front of you are a parking lot and the back of the Von Krastenberg Hotel. So although it doesn't have the best view, it's got a great exterior, good interior color in my opinion. I prefer the red over the white, and it also is in a great location. So this is literally the next door neighbor, 2045 North Conquer Avenue. I definitely recommend you give this one a shot. All right, our next house on the list today is 2862 Hillcrest Avenue, coming in at $705,000. Now, very similar to North Conquer Avenue 2004, this has like half of the house that's like that diagonally slanted wood paneling. So it looks okay in my opinion. Not my favorite design ever. And this house also has no external porch or backyard. Now on the inside, you are getting the white interior and you've got an okay view. It's actually a pretty good one. So you get a look at many of the other houses in West Vinewood. You can also see the Los Santos downtown skyline, and you've just got overall good views from left to right, at the far right being Eclipse Towers, far left being more of the Stilt homes, and the front facing of many of the hotels and tall buildings in Vinewood. So overall, it's a good location, good view. The only thing I don't love is that there is no exterior, which is kind of a bummer, especially because overall this house has so many good things going for it. Our next house on the list is 2868 Hillcrest Avenue, coming in at $672,000. Now, this is when our houses are going to start to downsize a little bit when we get into this price range, and this example, 2868, is really just the beginning. It's kind of like a grayish theme tone, not really great on the outside, and I certainly don't love the color scheme. There's no exterior as well. Now, once we get on the inside, it's got the white interior, but its view is probably one of the best in the game, excluding what's on the far right, which is like the backside of a mountain and hills, and it only gives you a view of like some like yellowy orange tape or fencing, but the rest of the view is pretty awesome. You get to see into like the lower Vinewood hills, which is pretty cool. So I'm kind of disappointed in this one, really, because I don't love the exterior. I prefer the other interior, and the view is pretty good, but there's certainly better ones in the game. Our next house is 2874 Hillcrest Avenue, which comes in at $571,000. This one has a really odd exterior. You can see it's got that like cover for the front door and for the garage. I've never seen anything like this, so this is a rather interesting one to say the least. And there's no exterior to speak of either, so weird front. Definitely nothing in the back either, which is slightly disappointing. It does have the red interior, which I do like, and it's got a pretty unique view. Basically, the left side is like looking into other people's backyards. The middle is looking straight at Eclipse Towers, and off to the right, you can see a little bit of the golf course, although it's kind of far in the distance. So it only has really one good thing going for it, and that's the view, although you are sacrificing a ton for the fact that the exterior and the fact that there's no backyard. Up next, we have 2866 Hillcrest Avenue, which comes in at $225,000. So we're getting on the cheap end right now. And this house is interesting. You know, it's got like ivy and vines growing all over it. It's got like 3 or 4 open windows. So it's a very interesting design as well. And it's the only house at this price that has like an exterior porch that you can go on. Now, albeit it isn't very big, nor does it have really anything on it. It's like 4 or 5 feet wide, but nonetheless, it does have an exterior, and on the interior, it does feature the red inside, which I do like, and its view is basically just a more zoomed in version of the previous house we just looked at. So you can pretty much see the back of Eclipse Towers, and off to the right, you can see a little bit of the golf course. So I would say this is a little bit of a better view, just because you get more of the golf course and a little bit better view of Eclipse Towers, although I don't know why you would want a view of Eclipse Towers, but nonetheless, still pretty cool. For this price, you get a nice exterior and a pretty good view. So I'm going to call it an okay buy. Coming up next, we've got 2117 Milton Road, which comes in at $608,000. And I'm going to be very honest with you. This one is by far my least favorite. One, because the exterior is so hideous. The house looks ugly itself. It's hidden behind like concrete and these giant like bushes, and there's no exterior to speak of at all. And that's not even the worst part. When you go in on the inside, your view is not that good. We have the red interior, which I do like, but your view is literally off to the right, the side of a mountain, which is some rocks, and directly in front of you is a tree that blocks 85% of your view. So you get no view, you get to look at rocks, and you get an ugly, hideous house on the outside. So I would recommend staying away from 2117 Milton Road. There are far better prices and far better views and exteriors than the one you could get here. Our next house on the list today is 3677 Whipsy Mound Drive at $478,000. Now, this one, like our other homes, is starting to get that worn down, beaten down exterior look to it, and there's no porch to speak of as well. So the only thing that could save this interior would be the inside, and unfortunately, it doesn't have that much better of a view either, because 80 to 70% of it is going to be taken up by a giant pine tree, and the rest is looking at parking lots. So this is not a great view. I would definitely recommend that you either splurge or save up until you can get a better apartment or a better Stilt home with a better view. And finally, last but not least, we're going to be looking at 2113 Mad Wayne Thunder Drive, which comes in at $449,000. And the last home we're going to be looking at today, this one has a weird exterior too. It's like gray, kind of short, kind of stocky and small. It has no exterior, but there are a few things that I really love about this house that I'll talk about in a little bit. One of them is the location, and the other one is the view you get. You actually get a pretty nice view for the price of this house, as well as a beautiful exterior porch. Now, you can't access it, but it looks really nice. The wood is nice. You can see the railings right there look really cool. So you get a view of like the downtown LS skyline, and you also get a view of the Richmond Hotel, which has these nice palm trees coming up, and you can see them really well. So I like this. It's got a great location, great view, and it overall is the best price of all the ones we've looked at so far. Okay, so now let's talk about some details of the apartments that you might not know, and also answering some questions on if they're worth it and more. So you might not have known, but these stilt houses or mansions are dynamic, meaning that the interior will update depending on what you've been doing. So if you've been drinking a lot, there's going to be bottles of booze and beer and alcohol that'll be scattered around your place. And if you've had a stripper come over, then pieces of clothing will ultimately appear everywhere, like something actually happened while she came over. Now, I've also been asked, are these worth it? Are the stilt homes worth it? And in my opinion, they're not if you compare them to other apartments across Los Santos. For one, the other apartments are cheaper, they have easier access to garage, and are more customizable. Pretty much, you're going to be buying a stilt home for bragging rights and the fact that they're new and not apartments. Now, what should you look out for when buying one of these stilt homes? You need to make sure that you won't be disappointed when you're buying one. And even though they're quite expensive, they really don't have anything special that makes them unique. If you intend to use your stilt home often, then you also need to get a practical one. So make sure that your stilt house doesn't have you drive through the maze of crazy Vinewood Hills roads that are very loopy and curvy. So you want to make sure that it's practical and that you won't be disappointed when you eventually do buy them. Now, I also got asked a lot which stilt house is the best, and I have two that I like the most. The first one is 3655 Wild Oats Drive, and albeit it's the most expensive, in my opinion, it's got the best view, and it also has the best exterior with an outside pool, and also 2113 Mad Wayne Thunder Drive, because it's the most practical, it's the cheapest, and it's also got the best access to the city of Los Santos. So anyways, that's really all the information I'm going to be talking about for you guys today regarding the stilt homes in online. So again, I made this video for those of you guys that might be interested in buying one of these homes, might have one, but maybe want to look into getting another one, or just anyone interested because of the recent money, amounts that we've been getting in online, and you might be purchasing them going forward. But if you guys did go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would of course be awesome, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Grand Theft Auto 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.